In the journey of self-mastery, one of the most powerful weapons you possess is the ability to discern, to see clearly, not just the world outside, but the energies and intentions of the people who approach you. Often, we speak of external threats, but seldom do we realize the most subtle threats are those that come disguised, as affection, as opportunity, as help. In this teaching, I want to speak directly to the women who are walking the path of mindfulness and strength. There are certain energies, certain types of requests that are not just red flags, they are poisonous roots. If you do not recognize them early, they will take hold, and what begins as a simple yes ends with a loss of peace, of balance, and of dignity. To stay on your path, it is not enough to cultivate internal strength. You must also master the art of saying no, to requests that drain your essence rather than nourish it. The 5 things I will share with you today are not just behaviors. They are indicators of deeper misalignment. So, let us begin, not with fear but with awareness, not with judgment but with understanding. In the Shaolin Temple, we do not react to dangers, we prepare for them through presence. When someone asks you to stay silent, especially when your spirit is disturbed, this is a signal, not of trust, but of control. In the world of martial discipline, silence is sacred, but it is never imposed by another. It is chosen, and when that choice is taken from you, your voice is no longer your own. To ask a woman to suppress her intuition is to rob her of the very compass that guides her. That inner voice, quiet yet persistent, is often the first to speak when something is off. But when someone says, "Don't talk about this," or "keep this between us," and your heart is uneasy, pause. That pause is not weakness, it is wisdom. To allow your voice to be silenced in moments of discomfort is like ignoring the pain in your body during training. What starts small will grow. What you tolerate today becomes your prison tomorrow. Let no one demand your silence when what you feel is injustice, discomfort, or dis-ease. A person who honors you will encourage your truth even when it is inconvenient. And if they ask you to mute your truth, then it is not love they seek, but obedience. Every practitioner knows your energy is sacred. Boundaries are not walls to keep people out. They are gates that let in what is right. But if someone keeps asking you to lower your standards to just this once go against what you know is right, beware. This is not a test of flexibility. It is a gradual erosion of your power, like a rock shaped by water, not by force, but by repetition. A person who keeps testing your limits is not seeing you. They are seeing how far they can push. True harmony in any connection begins with respect for space, physical, emotional, spiritual. If they cannot honor your no, then they do not deserve your yes. You are not rigid for protecting your soul. You are disciplined, and in the path of self-mastery, discipline is not harsh, it is loving. Do not confuse manipulation with affection. If you give away your boundaries, you give away your ability to direct your life. Stay firm, stay soft, but stay aware, starrer. Trust is like a seed. It grows slowly, with presence, with time, and with repeated care. When someone tries to accelerate that growth, when they say, "Why don't you trust me yet?" or "Haven't I proven myself?" before your heart is ready, be still. In the monastery, trust is earned not through words, but through silent, consistent action. When someone insists you trust them quickly, what they seek is not intimacy, it is access. And access without patience is dangerous. You are not slow, you are not cold, you are wise. And wisdom knows that rushing into trust is like building a temple on sand. It may look stable, but it will not survive the storm. Let no one shame you for honoring your pace. True connection respects timing. A person who truly wants to build something real will not push. They will stay. They will breathe through your hesitations and welcome your honesty. If they rush, let them go. If they wait, perhaps they are worth your energy. A lotus does not ask permission to bloom. It rises from the mud, not because someone told it to, but because that is its nature. When someone begins to say, "You'd be perfect if," or "Why don't you act more like," they are not seeing you, they are editing you. Your essence, your joy, your fire, your peace is not a costume to be changed for someone else's comfort. Growth is beautiful, but change that is forced, that comes from a place of inadequacy, is not evolution, it is submission. The path of the martial artist teaches us Change must arise from within, from discipline, not from pressure. When someone asks you to become smaller, quieter, less visible, they are not seeking your best. They are fearing your full expression. Do not dim your light to be liked. If someone cannot handle your truth, they are not ready for your presence. Remain rooted in who you are and only choose to grow for yourself, not because someone else is uncomfortable with your shine. In the silence of early morning practice, we do not question the value of the breath. We simply breathe. Yet in many relationships, there are people who will ask you again and again to prove that you are enough, to prove that you are worthy. This is not love. This is exhaustion disguised as expectation. A woman's worth is not measured by what she gives, how much she sacrifices, or how far she bends. True presence does not demand proof. It sees what is already whole. If someone makes you feel that you are always auditioning for their affection, step back. In the Shaolin path, we train without applause because value does not come from validation, it comes from presence. And your presence, as you are, is already powerful. Anyone who requires you to diminish yourself, to perform endlessly, is not interested in you. They are interested in control. You do not need to earn peace. You are born deserving it. Let no one make your existence a performance. Be as you are, steadily, simply, deeply. And those who are ready will meet you there. There is a guidance within every being. In our temple, it is known as the Tao within, the way that lives in silence, in sensation, in intuition. But many lose touch with this voice, and worse, many are told to ignore it, especially when it speaks inconvenient truths. When someone says, "You're being too sensitive," or "You're imagining things," they are not helping you grow. They are asking you to betray your deepest knowing. And this betrayal does not just affect your mind, it weakens your spirit. Your inner voice may not always be loud, but it is always accurate when it comes from stillness. And those who cannot respect your discernment are not respecting your wisdom. The martial artist trains to sense even the shift of wind. How then could your intuition not matter? Do not hand over your compass to anyone. Those who honor you will sit with your feelings, not debate them, not dismiss them, but hold space. Protect your inner voice like you protect your breath. It is what keeps you alive. When two walk the path together, both must carry their share of the load. But sometimes one person drops everything and expects the other to carry the rest. When someone constantly unloads their pain, their confusion, their darkness onto you, but offers no balance, no effort, no light in return, this is not partnership. This is emotional dependency. You were not born to be a container for everyone's wounds. There is nobility in compassion, but compassion without boundaries becomes a burden. The Shaolin monk listens deeply, but does not absorb what is not his to carry. If someone refuses to seek their own healing, if they reject accountability and expect you to be their only source of balance, this is not love. It is fear wearing a mask. Do not mistake heaviness for depth. You are not selfish for stepping away. Sometimes the most loving act is to say, "This is not mine to hold." You can walk with someone without walking for them. Help when it nourishes, not when it drains. There are many paths in life, but only one that is yours. In the temple, we speak of Dharma, not as religion, but as life's alignment, your calling, your essence in action. And any person who asks you to let go of your calling, your work, your art, for the sake of their comfort, is not guiding you. They are misleading you. Love that demands sacrifice of purpose is not love. It is a transaction. A woman's mission is not an accessory. It is her foundation. And anyone who threatens that, threatens her spirit. You may shift schedules, you may adapt plans, but you must never give up your fire. In our training, even the monk must choose to continue practicing or to fall asleep to the world. You cannot walk both paths. Do not choose someone who dims your mission. Choose someone who supports it, who sits beside you in your silence and stands behind you when you speak your truth. That is harmony. That is power. There is a difference between privacy and secrecy. Privacy is chosen. Secrecy is forced. And when someone asks you to hide things that hurt you, that compromise your peace, that conflict with your values, this is no longer discretion. This is deception. Secrets are not always words. Sometimes they are looks, silences, omissions, and the longer you hold them inside, the more they corrode your strength, like a toxin slowly spreading through still water. The monk walks in transparency, not to impress others, but because inner clarity demands outer honesty. If someone builds a relationship that thrives only in shadows, it cannot survive in truth. Do not agree to silence that costs you your soul. Speak not to hurt, but to heal. Truth is uncomfortable, but it is always lighter than a lie. Choose truth, even if it shakes what you've built, because what's real will remain. The first sign of imbalance is when someone asks you to detach from your community, your friends, your family, your support. They don't understand us. They're against me. These are not signs of intimacy. They are signs of control. A woman connected is a woman empowered, and those who seek to disconnect you from others are not seeking love. They are seeking dominance. In the monastery, the strongest monks are not those who meditate alone. They are those who practice in community and still remain centered. If someone is threatened by your relationships, your outside world, your joy with others, they are not protecting the bond. They are protecting their ego. And ego can never be the foundation of a real connection. Maintain your connection. Speak to your friends. Visit your mentors. Love should grow your world, not shrink it. Any love that demands isolation is a cage, not a sanctuary. Forgiveness is sacred. It is the act of releasing pain. But forgiveness does not mean accepting repetition. And when someone asks for your forgiveness yet continues the behavior, this is not remorse. It is manipulation. In Shaolin philosophy, forgiveness follows real change. Not words, not promises, change. If someone hurts you and says, you need to let it go, but they do not reflect, do not transform, do not seek healing, what they want is convenience, not reconciliation. You have every right to protect your peace, to pause, to question, to expect growth. Forgiveness without transformation is an open door to repeated suffering. Do not let guilt be used against you. Forgive, yes, but remember, true forgiveness walks hand in hand with responsibility. Anything else is just illusion. You were not born to be edited. You were born to be embodied. And when someone asks you to tone down your laugh, your beliefs, your dreams, what they are truly saying is, you make me uncomfortable because you are free. The warrior does not hide his blade when he walks in peace. He keeps it sheathed but sharp. Likewise, you should not dim your authenticity for anyone's approval. Those who cannot hold your fullness were never meant to hold your heart. Every time you hide who you are, you disconnect from your power, and slowly, you become a stranger to yourself. Do not do this for anyone. If your presence is too much for someone, it means they are not ready. Be bold, be gentle, but be true. There is no spiritual discipline without authenticity. Let your truth be your protection. When someone constantly compares you to others, brings up past lovers, or creates tension between you and other women, they are planting the seeds of division. They are pulling you into a game that has no peace. You are not in competition with anyone. The Shaolin path is not about being better than others. It is about becoming more of who you already are. And when someone makes you feel inadequate through comparison, it is not about you. It is about their insecurity. Do not fall into the trap. Sisterhood is strength. And any love that asks you to see other women as threats is not worth your energy. Choose relationships that lift you, that remind you, the more you connect with others, the more you rise. Competition is for the ego. Connection is for the soul. Above all, the greatest danger is this: when someone makes you believe that your inner journey is selfish, that your time alone, your meditation, your healing, your peace is a threat to them. This is not love. This is fear of your growth. The deeper you go within, the more you will see clearly. And not everyone is ready to be seen through such clarity. But do not abandon your path for comfort. The journey within is not selfish. It is sacred. In our tradition, solitude is a mirror. It shows us not only who we are, but what we've accepted from others. And if someone cannot walk beside you in silence, if they resent your inner peace, it is not you they fear. It is their own reflection. Stay committed to your path. Your peace is your power, and anyone who truly loves you will honor the light that shines when you turn inward. You were never meant to live small, to shrink, to be reshaped by others. You were meant to walk with awareness, to love with strength, and to protect the temple of your spirit. Let these 5 things be reminders. Let them guide your discernment, and may your journey always be anchored in clarity, courage, and compassion.